2016 is the warmest year on record. I have it right here. But the warmest year before that was 2015, and the warmest year before that was 2014. And so you see that we've warmed it by about 1 degree centigrade. But take a look, over this 1,000-year period here, it was actually cooling by 1/2 degree, and then within the last 100 years, it went up 1 degree centigrade. So this, I believe, was starting to fall off into a new ice age. You know, there's climate scientists that say that that's the case. But now we've got 1 degree of warming. Here's where we're at. And now I want to talk about our actions at this moment will determine what the future brings. If we continue business as usual, we'll have over 4.5 degrees centigrade warming, which means we will get to that point of no return and have runaway warming. In order to keep the Earth habitable below 2 degrees of warming, we have to have strict CO2 limitation. Our present climate plan is only going to get us to this extremely hot warming, which means runaway global warming. So we have to really strictly limit the CO2. To keep it, this is carbon dioxide emissions, and what we're showing is to keep it to the 2 degree pathway, we will have to limit the CO2 emission to essentially 0 by the year 2100. And business as usual is going to get us to this runaway warming by 2100. So the evidence is really overwhelming that we know temperatures are going up, spring's coming earlier, ice sheets melting, sea level rising. All of these are observed. Oceans acidifying, so 97% or more of climate scientists agree that humans are changing the climate. And of over 10,000 publications a couple years ago, only 2 said that humans didn't have this effect. One note about triggers to the runaway warming. I said, well, we have 7 feet of committed sea level rise just from melting the Arctic. But once that happens, well, there's the Ross ice sheet and the West Antarctic ice sheet, and a publication said that this is already committed to irrevocable melting because it's been destabilized. That'll bring 10 feet of further sea level rise.
How about Greenland?
And Greenland is part of that 7 feet. So anyway, we're committed now already to 17 feet of sea level rise. So this could get us to a point of no return for mankind of runaway global warming, where we can, and probably if we do business as usual, we can get to that tipping point within 10 to 15 years. There'll be a vicious cycle of greenhouse effects locked in, spiraling out of control, where 2 degrees of warming would melt the Arctic, which then we'd have 4 degrees of warming, and the methane release, which would cause further warming. We'd have 8 degrees of warming, planet meltdown, and all of these effects, acidified ocean, droughts, sea level rise, huge refugee crisis, and wars over the remaining land, and the 6th extinction. What is maximum sea level rise that it really does run away and all the ice in the Arctic and Antarctic melts? Well, we would have 260 feet of sea level rise. America would look like this. Florida would be flooded. The whole eastern seaboard, including DC and Boston and New York, flooded. San Francisco Bay under the water. Sacramento Bay flooded. What would LA look like? We'd have the Bay of LA, Straits out of Compton next to Isla Palos Verdes, and the Sea of OC. Just think about that. Where we're sitting right now, right at the beachfront property here by Coyote Hills. And this would be the Firth of Fullerton, where I live right now. See, so you can see that Chino Hills and Chino Valley are out, you know, and I think we're right at the beach line.